we've been transparent with the American people and with the world about Russia's plans and the seriousness of the situation so that everyone can see for themselves what is happening.
There's a propaganda war going on, an information war. My name is Nahal Tusi. I am Politico's senior foreign affairs correspondent. And this is all about what's going on between Russia and Ukraine.
If you look at the Russian media, they are laying the groundwork for a potential pretext by raising the possibility of attacks by Ukrainian forces on either Russians themselves or Russia's proxy forces in the Donbass.
Russia keeps saying that the West is hysterical and that it has no plans to invade Ukraine and they don't know what we're talking about. It's about who controls the history and the narrative. And the US has really stepped up to try to derail what they say are Russian plots and lies and justifications for an invasion of Ukraine.
I think some of the messaging they're spreading to the US is to kind of create a divisive environment and to kind of divide viewpoints so there's not a unified approach. When you talk to Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, they've learned a lot of lessons from the 2016 elections, and they've set up groups that constantly monitor what they call, inauthentic coordinated campaigns. All I could say is we could look back to the 2016 elections. They were supporting Trump, but they had a playbook before where they sowed confusion and they reached the outcome they wanted, which we've now learned was getting Trump elected.
What exactly is Ukraine like? What's its government like? Well, it turns out it's not a democracy. It's run by a dictator who's friends with everyone in Washington. Doesn't make him less of a dictator.
Tucker Carlson, who's widely watched in Russia. They broadcast his show on Fox News, putting out information that's straight from what Russia would want you to hear. Talking points of this is part of territory Russia should own, but that is not in alignment with the US government, obviously. Within US politics, there's still division. Like I said, some of these more right-wing people are pushing basically propaganda from Russia. I asked a researcher, his name's Clint Watts, and he's seeing not a lot of the mainstream platforms being utilized in Russia. It's primarily Russia's version of Facebook and what's called Telegram, which is an encrypted messaging app. It's kind of these more fringe sites that we're seeing more of the action because they know what is not allowed on the larger sites right now. It's really to sow confusion and kind of chaos and calamity, and kind of making it a confusing situation.